So the purpose of this video tonight is to talk about embracing the shadow and bringing awareness to that darker side of ourselves that we all too often resist and reject, and shining our light there so that we can integrate those parts of ourselves to become a more wholesome being. You know, I like the saying, what resists persists, and it's very true. If you find that you have fear towards a part of yourself, an expression of yourself, then generally it's telling you that that's where you need to direct your attention and your energy to. That's where the healing is, and that's where the medicine is. And it's a hard journey, it's challenging, but there's a lot of beauty and wonder to be had in those experiences. So I guess what's coming through this week is to take responsibility for that shadow self, that darker part of ourselves, and to clean up your shit. Like, seriously. It's time to really dig deep, to really smash ourselves wide open and to break ourselves down completely so that we can find the magic and bring those jewels back up. You know, the world's a mirror, and whatever conflict we have in the internal world, we project externally. It's in our external reality. So yeah, now's the time to really, really dig deep. And it's important to bring awareness and consciousness to that part of our psyche that freaks us out. And it's like, compost is a really good analogy, actually. Like, when we don't want to look at our shit, it's like, you can, you know, throw all your scraps and everything onto a pile and leave it there. Just say that the compost pile is the shadow self, and it will just rot and it will fester and putrefy unless you bring awareness to it. Awareness in the action of doing something about it. And in this case, it would be turning the compost heap. And after a while, all that begins to break down and you start to create soil. So when we focus our energy and our awareness into those parts of ourselves that we've rejected, when we go deep and we do deep soul excavation and we go deep, deep, deep into ourselves, then we can find the medicine in there and we can start to integrate. And then we can create a fertile soul soil that we can then plant our seeds for our greater dreaming. You know, we've got to really merge that part of ourselves. And it can be quite scary for a few people. It's like you get into this sense of spiraling downwards, and that's how I feel it. I feel like I'm going down, like, ooh, okay. And just go with it. What resists persists. So just go with it and go deep, deep down. And when you think that you've gone deep enough, you haven't. Go deeper. I urge you to go deeper to the point where you're completely obliterated and you've broken yourself down. That all sense of this identity is gone and you're in this void of nothingness. And in that realm of nothingness is the magic of possibility, you know. But you've got to get to that place to really figure out what the root issue is, what's causing dis-ease in your body from suppressing emotions, or in your reality or your relationships with other people. And that takes awareness. It takes an ability to really go into those realms and be in it and be in the experience for what it is. Sometimes you'll get into a state of overwhelm and anxiety comes up, and that's cool. It's cool. Just be with it and focus on your breath. Come back into your breath. Your breath is always the key in those places. And just come into a celebration. Rather than freaking out and feeling like you're so far away from yourself, come into a realm of gratitude, appreciation and celebration that you're alive and you can feel this gamut of emotions and however you're going to process them. And it can be scary and challenging, and you'll have stuff bubble up to the surface that you may have repressed from a long time ago. And just enjoy that feeling. And it's tricky, I know, it's hard to step out of the emotional plane, but when you realize that emotions are just energy in motion and you are not your emotions, you can step back and be witness to the energy at play and allow it just to sift through. You know, the flood can hit you and you can either be like this big wall or a dam that's just holding it up, or you can just let it wash through. You can just completely wipe everything clear, give you a new slate to work with. So I get really annoyed when people just want to focus on the goodness and just all the beauty, and they kind of like just turn away from anything that's challenging or negative. And that's fair and well. The world is beautiful and it is magical, and there's so much beauty out there and goodness in the world. But there's also some malevolent forces at play that it takes us to really direct our consciousness to be aware of what's happening. You know, it's a big wide world out there, and there's some fucked up shit happening that if we don't pull our heads in and start stepping back and actually see what's happening, there's not going to be a world for our children to live in. You know, we're on the brink at the moment. Our consciousness is accelerating so fast that this evolution's at play, that if we are not stepping up as a community to make these changes, we're going to be extinct. You know, now is not the time to just put our heads in the sand. Now is the time to face your shit, to claim ownership of it, and take responsibility for your own healing. There is no workshop or course or tarot reading or massage therapy or, you know, book, spiritual guide book that's going to help you do it. You have to do it. And you have to reclaim your power as creator for your reality. And what type of reality do you want to live in? What type of world do you want to create for the future generations, for the children that you're never going to get to meet? Now is the time to go deep, to face your shit, to clear it all up, to clean it all up, and celebrate in our potential, and merge and integrate all those parts of ourselves so that we can be the best people that we can be. And it takes awareness and dedication as well. It takes discipline. It's not going to happen overnight. You know, you have what's called the dark night of the soul. It's not a night. It's generally a week, or it could be a couple of years, depending on how you process things to learn your lessons and put them into being. And that's where wisdom comes from. Wisdom is about experiencing and then putting it into practice. Otherwise, it's just knowledge. These aren't things that you can read in a book. Now's the time to do the work, and only you can do it. Nobody can do this for you. But there's always support that you can draw upon if you feel like you're spiraling into a depression or your senses are just overwhelmed. Then tell people the process that you're going through. Reach out, communicate, be human. We're here to help each other, finding common unity in community, and reach out to people, your friends, your family. You know, when you look at the pharmaceutical era, there's all these pills and stuff to stop people feeling things. Now's the time to feel, to go deep and feel it, feel the restrictions and the resistance, and don't be scared of it, because really it's all an illusion. That darkness, the only power dark has is to convince you that you have no power. So blessings and all my love, and yeah, I'm here for people that would like to learn more tools of things that I use personally. I can help with that. I can't help with things that I haven't actually experienced before, because then it's just all hearsay, you know. If you'd like more information, visit my website. It's www.donnaraymond.com.au. I've got a blog there which in the next couple of weeks I'm going to start putting up different tools for healing that I've had personal experience with and that I know work for me. But not every tool works for everybody. You know, it's important to cultivate all different tools on your tool belt.